Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel Firdaus Moroccan Cuisine. In today's video I will be sharing with you the easy steps on how to make this delicious stuffed pizza that I'm certain you will enjoy once you make it. So let's walk you through the ingredients. So the measurement I'm gonna give you here is for 2 medium pizzas or 1 large pizza, but if you want to make more you can double the ingredients. So I have 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of warm milk, and I have 1 tablespoon of sugar, half teaspoon of salt. I have there 1 full teaspoon, but I'm gonna use just half because the feta cheese that I'm gonna use in the stuffing is salty. And I have 1 teaspoon of yeast. I will use 3 tablespoons of olive oil. If you don't have olive oil, you can use vegetable oil. And I have 2 eggs there. I'm gonna use 1 full egg and 1 egg white, and the other egg yolk I'm gonna leave it for till the end to egg wash the bread. So for the stuffing, I have 3 kinds of cheese: Mozzarella, Bergeron Classique cheese, and some feta cheese. But of course, you can use any kind you have. And for the vegetables, I have a mixture of yellow, green, and orange peppers. I use half of each pepper, but you can double the quantity, like I said. And I used half of the red onion, and then 2 green onions, a little bit of cilantro, 2 cloves of garlic, and then some chicken breast. So we're gonna start first with the dough and then we can go to the vegetables. So I took the 1 cup of milk, I warmed it up 30 seconds. So I'm gonna start with that. I'm gonna put the sugar, and of course you can double these ingredients. And then I'm gonna put the yeast first. And I'm just gonna mix it up a little bit. So I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Some salt. So I put half a teaspoon. Because the feta cheese that we're gonna put inside in the stuffing is salty, so that's why I want less. So 1 full egg, and for the second one I'll just put the egg white. I'm gonna start putting the flour little bit by little bit. So here is 3 cups. So this kind of dough doesn't need that much kneading. It should be like this, so you can just keep doing like this for a few minutes. So the steps that I'm doing in the video is very important. So it's kind of like you're slapping the dough. So if you're finding it hard to manage because it's very sticky, then you can wet your hand with milk or with water, and then just do that for a few minutes, about 5 minutes total, and then leave your dough to rest. Once you're done rolling the dough into a bowl, then just put a little bit of olive oil on top so it doesn't dry out, and cover it with saran wrap. You can cover the top of the container, or you can put the saran wrap directly to the dough. So while the dough is resting, I'm gonna cook the vegetables. So the time to leave the dough rise is the time you finish cooking, and then the vegetables that you cooked have to be cold, completely cold. Otherwise, it's gonna cut the dough if you put it hot. So the total time should be between half an hour to 45 minutes. So here I put a little bit of olive oil in the pan, and I'm gonna start with the green peppers, with the mixture of peppers and the onions. And after that I will add the chicken, since I already cooked the chicken separately. For the green onions and the cilantro, I'm gonna leave it till the end, but you can put a little bit of green onions in this mixture too, but leave the rest fresh to mix with the cheese later on. So when the peppers are a little bit cooked, I'm just gonna add the chicken. So I left the parsley and some green onions, and the garlic is at the end. Then let it to cool off. It has to be completely cold before you put it inside the dough. So our dough has rested for about half an hour. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna take this feta cheese and just start shredding it like this. So I'm gonna mix all the cheeses together. So I'm gonna take about this much and leave it for later, the vegetables. And I'm gonna mix it. That's it. So for the garlic and the 1 tablespoon of oil, I'm just gonna mix them together, because I'm gonna brush that on top of the pizzas. So you can roll it, or you can flatten it with your hands. But make sure the pressure goes on the sides, because when we put the stuffing in the middle, we have to flatten it again. So if you flatten it too much in the middle, the dough is gonna cut. Just start touching this. So that's why I said to flatten the edges very well, because when you attach them together, then here is thick, so you don't want the middle to be thin. So I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit. I'm gonna cover it until I get the other one ready. That way it gets softened. So once you start flattening the bread, you're gonna notice there is a lot of air in the dough. So what you can do here is just take a fork and then poke it on the side or the area where you can see the air, and then just let that air out. And you will see at the end of the video I didn't do that enough, so the dough was actually a little bit puffed up. So here, after I brushed both pizzas with olive oil and garlic, I'm gonna put them in the oven that was preheated for 300 degrees. Once they're halfway cooked, then I'll take it out and egg wash the top, and then put that mixture of cheese and onions on top and put it back again for another 10-15 minutes. Or you can put everything from the beginning and then just put it to cook at once. That's optional as well. So here I put them in the oven, and as you can see, one of them was not aired out when I was flattening it, so it's a little bit puffy. So I'm gonna egg wash them now and just tap, because you don't want that garlic to be flying away. So just tap on it and add the mixture of cheese, all the cheese and the onions and parsley, and put it back in the oven for another 5-10 minutes. This is the result of our pizzas, or you can call them stuffed bread, however you want to call them. As you can see there, I didn't put too much cheese on top, but you can put as much as you want. The quantity, every person is different. Also, I let them there to cool off for about 10 minutes, but the key here is once you get them out of the oven, they have to be served the right way while the cheese is still nice and warm. So I really hope you try today's recipe, and if you like what you saw today, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video, and we'll see you in the next one.